Taurus, welcome. Happy Easter. Anyway, let's get into a general read for you guys. It has been a while. That's okay. Who knows what's going to come out? It's been weird. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but it's been a little weird the last couple of days. Don't know. Feeling really good. Yeah, just kind of bizarre. Currently, in your current energy, Taurus, is the Magician. And we're going to clarify that and find out what's going on. I guess it's also the Taurus month birthdays. Happy birthday. So let's clarify the Magician. We have the Chariot. We have, the World and the King of Swords. Well, this is actually quite nice. Looking at these things, I'm just adjusting sort of everything here so I can fit it all on the console. With the Magician, you're bringing some cool stuff in, stuff you actually want by the looks of it. The interesting part of this as well, there's an infinity symbol here and there's an infinity symbol there. And I kind of find that interesting. So you're bringing about a direction that you really want to go in. There is new things that are starting to happen for you that you're bringing around. The direction you want to go in puts you into a whole new chapter of things. The nice thing is that with the this is the King of Swords here. With the King of Swords here, this is I hear the word declaration. This is like you're just saying, this is the way I'm going. This is just what's happening. I'm not screwing around. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. You've analyzed it. You've figured out. You've done sort of your homework. And all of these things are starting to come through. Or that you've made preparation for. And I kind of feel what that was like for myself over the last week, especially. When we look to the desire, Taurus, happiness, followed, or the Nine of Cups, followed by the Three of Cups, followed by the Strength card, and the Six of Pentacles. Now, each of these cards actually has a word written underneath of them. So we have material happiness, we have abundance, we have strength, and material success. So that being it looks like you're wanting all of these types of things. And that's awesome. Now, if I'm looking at this as I would typically read it as a regular deck, the material happiness, or the Nine of Cups, this is your dreams. These are your dreams starting to come true, the things that you actually really want in your life. We see the Three of Cups, which could possibly be a reunion with somebody. This reunion, however, as we're talking about it, the Nine of Swords falls out. This reunion may be a little stressful in your head, but at the same time, you're not afraid to work for the things that you get. And we see that with the Strength card. And then the Six of Pentacles is about that reciprocity. Those are those gifts possibly coming in, but also somebody that's willing to, I hear, shoulder the burden with you. And I'm going to show you one more thing. So we see this infinity sign. I don't know if you can actually see it. It's up top here. That if infinity sign shows up again. When we look to the near future, we see the Four of Cups, followed by the Five of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. So, with the Four of Cups, they call this blended pleasure. And then we have the Five of Wands, which is considered in this deck strife, swiftness. And then, of course, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So I want to read this two ways. I'm going to read it the way the cards say, but I'm also going to read it in the typical way that I would. So the blended pleasure, you're okay with whatever happens. Things are happening and you're starting to enjoy them. You're starting to gain that sort of happiness from it, or just pleasure. We see the strife card, this Five of Wands. So, okay, there might be a little bit of upset. And even though that happens, there are things that start to really, and maybe a lot of it just comes through really, really quickly, but it's to spur you on forward to get those. Maybe you've been stagnant for a while. Maybe there's been a lot of things where it feels like you're in a holding pattern and things haven't moved. And it's been how do I want to put it? It's like breaking free. And so as this goes through, we can see that, you know, even though they're with this idea of blended pleasure, it's like there's pleasure and pain, but you're still able to come out on top of it all, where it's like, okay, you know what? That wasn't bad. It was just an experience that you were adapting to. Typically the Four of Cups to me is like my meh card. Like, you're just like, yeah, you know what? I really don't feel like anything. You know, there's a little bit of conflict back and forth. And then things get going. And then you finally, you know, turn around. Maybe there's messages that come and go. And then things change and typically starts to move. When we look to what is working for you, we see the Justice card. Things are balancing. Regardless of what's going on, the universe is balancing things. We see the Knight of Cups. We see the Six of Wands. And we see the Seven of Pentacles. So with the Justice card here, this could be divorce for some of you. This could be that just life is starting to balance out. You've had the shitty end of the stick for, you know, long enough, and it's starting to balance out. With the Knight of Cups, somebody could be coming back with some type of apology, or somebody comes rushing in. You actually want that romance coming through, and it lifts you. It lifts you up where you actually feel like you're good enough and you matter. This is weird. I just had a pile of cards fall out. And so it lifts you. It's like somebody believes in you. And that lifts you, that fuels you to some degree. And then we see that the future, with the Seven of Pentacles here, the future, there's future successes that are coming in. Now I've got the Princess of Wands, we have the Four of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Fool. And I'm not going to take those, but it'll be interesting to see if those actually come back out. So keep those in mind, because sometimes my mind is goo and it doesn't stay in there. But what you need to be aware of is the Knight of Pentacles. Doing things as you've always done them, I guess. We have the Two of Wands, followed by the High Priestess and the Moon card. Continuing on doing what you're doing, you've made choices and you're starting to see advancement in those choices. You may be getting some intuition about the path that you should be on with the Moon card here. The Moon card is interesting because it's typically a Pisces thing, and Pisces always shows up in your read somewhere. Four more cards that we're going to pull. We see the Emperor, Temperance, the Princess of Cups, and the Devil. Now, the Princess of Cups is a bit of a dreamer. So, with the Emperor, which is also the masculine side of the Empress, which is the Taurian card, we see temperance. So being able to really understand what's going on for you. You know, you've got those dreams, moderating those dreams in a way that you can actually make them happen. Be careful of getting caught up in the dreaming. With the Devil card here, there can be... Actually, I want to look at this Princess of Cups again. Just because, yeah, it's a dreamer. Just what I thought. The idea is that maybe you need to shift your dreams. Maybe you've had the wrong dreams, thinking that it's more about someone... So I look at it this way. Sometimes we have those dreams where it's, I want these things, but only if it's okay, right? Like if nobody's judgy over it. Or I want this because it stops me from getting in trouble for that. It's not a true want. It's not a true desire. It's an escapist type thing. And for some of you, you may be wanting these things to come through because it takes the focus off of you. I don't know. Don't ask me. I may not even remember this read, which is very, very likely. But that's what I've got for you, Taurus. So being in your own power, being the director of all of these things, may take a little bit to really realize what your dreams are rather than somebody else's, if that makes sense. So Taurus, that's what I have for you guys today. Best of luck this week. We'll see you next time. Stay safe.